Here with Dave Wedge, the author of the new book, Blizzard of Lies, about the Karen Reed case. Dave, tell us a little bit about the book and what it's all about and the good and the bad of what happened.
Well, listen, I've never seen a story like this in 25 years of journalism and writing books. I think people can relate to this story because a lot of people know people like Karen Reed, or they know people like the police officers that were in the house at 34 Fairview Road in Canton that night. And a lot of troubling allegations came out of this case, 2 trials. People are very dug in on both sides. Social media, very, it's a heated debate about what happened here. We still don't really have any answers.
It seemed like it exposed a lot of institutional dysfunction among many institutions, and also kind of some cultural dysfunction and the kind of the role of social media and like public, kind of the public.
Yeah, look, we live in an age where anyone can be a journalist, and there was some, citizen journalists, bloggers, that really were the ones that blew the lid off this case. And were it not for their work, we wouldn't know a lot of the things that we know, and this case might have gone very differently. So, while some people might take issue in the mainstream media with that kind of journalism, it's undeniable that if it didn't happen, this case would have gone completely differently. What it did do was it opened up the floodgates so that we learned a lot about the police officers that were involved in this investigation, and that a lot of them didn't cover themselves in glory.
And what about this? Can I just ask you? You don't have to address it if you don't want to, but it seems like the media was asleep at the wheel on this one. Is that fair, or are you telling me what you think?
I wouldn't say they were asleep at the wheel, but I do think they didn't drive the narrative. The narrative was driven by Turtle Boy. Turtle Boy was the one who was relentless in his pursuit of facts in this case, and relentless in his pursuit of finding out what happened, and he hasn't stopped. He's still leading the coverage of this case, and the media played catch up with him. But he plays by different rules than the mainstream media. They have the rules of the newsroom that don't allow them to say some of the things that he can say because he's his own boss.
Where can people get the book, Dave?
Anywhere books are sold. I always tell people shop local.
Okay, all right. Is it available, obviously, audio format?
It's available in audio, all formats, audio, ebook, Kindle, everywhere books are sold.
What's next for Dave Wedge? You got this is your 8th book? What's
this is
coming
my 8th
next?
book. I'm kind of thinking about it now, but my next book I might make a return to the biker world. I think some people have read my book, Riding with Evil, about the pagans. I have a great Hell's Angels story that I'm starting to dig into, and I think that might be the next one.
All right, good luck, Dave. You're the man.
All right, you're the man, Kerry.